Okay, so we're back outside this definitely not NASA that's here on Beyond. Heavily inspired by NASA, of course, as we hear in dialogue here. But yeah, this is our American like basically space museum, and this is where our informant is supposed to meet us. So I mean, it should be good. He did interrupt a really terrible dinner for it, so I suppose literally anything could be better than that. But yeah, one thing we kind of skipped along there while we were talking away was that all the spaceships that are there, all of them are, well, most of them are genuine spacecraft. Some the stuff like Discovery and a few of the other ones are there, and then a few of them that were kind of fictional. So the kind of hypothetical, if the space race had continued, this is the ones that would have used for future exploration space. I think that's one. There's some there, but as you can see, Kojima very much enjoying that he read a book about spacecraft and put them all on one island just for his enjoyment.
I like this. It go in game.
That's essentially what he does. Like he gets a notion of something and goes, "I like this," and just like nerds out on it completely.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, isn't that how like a lot of stuff gets put into fucking like franchises? Just because
I suppose, especially with Kojima's involved, yeah. Like he definitely is someone who wants to learn about these things, but has absolutely no technical expertise at all. So then when someone who is who knows about this stuff more comes around and goes like, I see what you're going with, I see what you had in mind, but you're way off. You know,
you started good, and then you veered off way out there.
Yeah, but then again, like again, there's also the conceit of like this is an auteur game. He's establishing his own reality, so in that reality, that science works and ours doesn't, and that's fine. That also works. So yeah, like in this rather fancy looking museum, there is just a massive piece of coral just on show, actually taken from Earth too, as a sort of a kind of like environmental conservation.
But that not like mess up like the ecosystem? Like,
well, to be fair, Foxy, we're kind of doing that ourselves anyway. Like, like the corals being eaten up just by us, generally being dicks. So in a weird way, like you might as well have taken a piece. They don't really go into like what Earth is like back home in terms of the environment and stuff like that. Like it was snowing in Los Angeles, if that's a clue to anything that's happened. But Kojima weirdly enough tends to like making everything snow when it comes to his cities. So it could just be a trope of that.
Rain.
Yeah, like rain is an obvious one, but no, Snatcher snow was a subplot. So because we said around Christmas.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Foxy, when you were in Japan, did you have to cover up your tattoos?
Well, because the weather, like they were always covered up. But I didn't really go to many places where I really exposed myself. Like I didn't go to an onsen because I wouldn't have been allowed. There's only very few that will allow tattoo people.
Very few.
Yeah, very few.
It's not. Tattoos are not viewed favorably in Japan. They're associated with Yakuza. I didn't know they were that. Again, so I was just reading the thing here. I didn't know they were that. It was that like taboo of a thing.
Sure, even
not a big deal. I wasn't planning on going to an onsen anyway, so
yeah. But even in this game here now, like Meryl makes a point of like the tattoo he has is a paint tattoo, because even like weirdly in space, like in like whatever time it is, in a albeit quite Japanese style culture, it's still a bit of a faux pas for a woman to have an actual tattoo. Again, that's kind of a carryover from like Kojima's sheltered life, but it's kind of it's a good example of like of what the actual social cues are up and beyond. So
like when I was there, I was only refused entry to 3 places.
Yeah.
And that was only because I was a foreigner. That was it. There was no other reason, but I didn't argue. Like there was one I could have because the sign outside does say foreigner friendly. Like places will actually have a sign outside.
Yeah, but like even in another country, you can spot.
I wasn't gonna argue. Fuck that.
No, you can spot a scanger a mile off.
In fair, he's got a point there. He has got a point. Like, yeah.
What's worse? What's worse is that like the day that I actually went in, I was wearing this big fucking like snow jacket, so it did look like fucking.
Yeah, they were like, it's one of those fucking scumbags now from Dublin coming over here.
Worky. I know you well.
Alright, bud. What do you?
I don't want to go to an onsen, bud.
But no, like I really like 10 days is certainly not enough time. Like over there,
apparently though, Tokyo is far more accepting.
Yeah.
Of tattoos, etc. More so than
rural Japan. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I get. It's
if
it's a huge tourist place. They would be fucking themselves out of a lot of money if they
exactly. Yeah.
You know.
But if you go to the rural areas, then it's more frowned upon.
I think the only two places I really wanted to go are two very built up areas, which was Tokyo and Kyoto.
Yeah.
I think they're the two, like, but they're both. I mean, they're both huge, monstrous cities. Like, I mean, they're not. They're not. Neither of them are.
Relatively modern as well. They're not traditionalist.
Kyoto's a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be more traditional than
Tokyo.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I wanted to go there, was because then you get to kind of see the shrines and stuff like that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas Tokyo, you get the fucking Tokyo.
Exactly. You get the full whack. Yeah.
Like I say, 10 days is not enough because like I was in Tokyo and it's so vast. Like I barely did a fraction of what I wanted to do while I was there. So. That should give you an idea how vast the place is.
Foxy just found vending machines under his hotel, so he just went down to the vending machine once a day and came back up to his hotel room.
And we will not ask for those vending machines.
No, fuck you! I went down.
I found other vending machines. Yeah.
What's awful is that like.
The chicken machine, get off my back.
Yeah.
What's awful is that like some of the stuff that you hear about are true. About
I know, yeah.
That
I was more. Do you know? I actually am interested in vending machines over there. In the like I've seen like YouTubes where like, you can get like YouTubes. Jeez, I sound like I was fucking
on
80
them
years
YouTubes
old.
there.
Them YouTubes. I've seen YouTube videos of people like getting like able to like buy their groceries from vending machines and like buy like proper meals and I like that shit. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
you know.
Foxy on the other hand,
he's just interested in the underwear.
That's it. I was shocked and appalled. Use pants.
Look at that. Machine. That is the worst stance ever. He just goes, yes.
I was shocked and appalled. I only bought 3 of them.
Like purely for scientific reasons.
Scientific purposes. You understand?
No,
absolutely.
Chance. Yeah. Like, I mean, I make jokes and I like, but like, no, that's not one of the things that I
that's not a cultural thing.
That's not something that I'd be interested.
You didn't want to immerse yourself that far into the.
Why? Being a sexual fucking deviant? What the fuck?
Yeah, let's be fair, Dennis. He's a sexual deviant in other areas.
I don't know if Foxy just called every person in Japan a sexual deviant or not.
That's exactly what he did, yeah.
That's actually, no, I don't have to apologize for that one. They proved that themselves.
It is a cultural trait. Sexual repression is a thing. Like that is a thing. Yeah.
They have love hotels.
Can you just edit my square off of this video?
No, Dennis. No. You're a witness. You brought up Japan in the fucking conversation. Yeah. You could be watching the game with the rest of us, but no, you asked about tattoos in Japan, and now we're talking about sexual deviance.
Yeah.
So this is how it starts, right? This is the fucking rabbit hole you're down now, right?
So you made your bed and now fucking lying.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. How is this transferred to my fault?
I was
talking about going and seeing the lovely shrines and the cherry blossoms in fucking Kyoto, and I was suddenly you're talking about Foxy being a pervert.
You made your bed, lie in it, and hug your love pillow.
It's actually one with just a big picture, an anime style picture of Foxy on it.
It's just a fox. It's a life-size fox. Right, that's all it is. It doesn't have to be
the furrified version of Foxy.
Yeah, he's already sheebied as he's already sheeby as it is. Look at the fucking height of him. Like, come on, you can't say any more sheeby than that.
Just with a little speech bubble out of his mouth. Just saying milady.
2.
No, but in all seriousness though, like it's a place I'd recommend everyone go at least once, because it's fucking amazing. Like the food was great. I couldn't get over how helpful people can be if they see you genuinely like putting the effort in as well.
And you felt like a giant.
No. Surprisingly, no. I'm still shorter than most of them.
Yeah. Now that is one national thing that is going away now. So because they have
a height thing.
Yeah, it's a height thing. It's the same with like every generation is getting taller and smaller. It's like the poles are getting more and more separate because of mixed genetics and better diets and all this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like again, the stereotype of like it's always the Japanese and Indians always seem to get like kind of associated with with shortness, and it's like I don't know. I've seen a lot of short Caucasians in my time too, but that's observations come in different ways, and like I said, a lot of it's genetic traits. So
I'd definitely be covering up if I went over there just out of respect. If nothing else.
That's absolutely fine.
I'm a big believer if I'm going over somewhere else, like I need to, even if I don't agree with it, I gotta go along with it. It's their thing. It's not my place to fucking be questioned there. I'm a visitor.
Mm-hmm. Like if you ever do decide to go over, definitely do the research on some of the things that you can or can't do, because I did that and it helped immensely because I was able to not get myself into trouble with just little things in general. Like getting on, there's actually a separate like card on the train just for ladies.
Oh, I do know that. I seen that. Yeah, I do know that.
And it's marked, but like if you don't know before going over, you're just gonna go on the card because it looks empty.
Yeah.
Getting on the train or public transport, and don't be on your phone. Don't, like, everyone's so like respectful, like so quiet. You won't hear kids screaming and crying. I actually missed that. That was great. Even getting on an escalator is fucking amazing because they actually follow the rule and stand on one side, leaving this open so people can actually go if they're in a hurry. Like, just that alone is a big difference. Whereas you do that here, it'd be like trying to fucking get
climbing over a family of 4 to get to
yeah, exactly. Well, no, even in general, like it's strange, but when you hear the reason, it makes sense. So walking and eating and drinking, so that's frowned upon. Whereas like that'd be our normal day.
Well, I don't do that anyway. If I'm eating, I usually tend to like sit and stop and eat. I don't usually. I don't know why. It's a weird thing I have. I don't tend to. Even if I'm like buying something in a little shop or something like that, I generally won't eat it until I get back to wherever I'm going, or I'll sit down somewhere, and I don't eating and walking. I don't know. It's just something Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I just
No,
don't
no,
do
no.
it.
Like then that's absolutely fine because the way it was explained to me was you're not enjoying it, and people put a lot of time and effort into the crafting of like food or otherwise. So if you are seen walking and eating, you're not enjoying it. It's deemed a bit rude, actually.
Yeah.
Because you're not stopping to enjoy the food that you've paid for. So either eat it. You'll see a lot of people else hang out outside of a Family Mart or a Lawson, which are the convenience stores, and they're fucking everywhere. Like literally throw a stone. It'll almost be like corner to corner.
Yeah.
So like if you're at a block of like buildings, one will be at this corner, the other one will be at the other corner. That's like it'll be one or the other. But also if you are going to be out and about all day, bring a bag with you for your rubbish. So because public bins aren't readily out there. There's only certain spots around the town where they're available, or they're in convenience stores. So,
could I just throw my rubbish at people instead?
You could, but like I think it'd be fun.
It won't go well for you, no.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Like again, these are little things that like, you see that day to day here. Like everyone just fucking throwing their rubbish everywhere. People are backing the bollocks. But, yeah. I just became instantly more fucking like, right, I'm not gonna do shit to stand out here. Like I'm a foreigner in a foreign land. Like this is not my country. It's not a fucking. I have no political stake in this. So, and I'm not rich. So, don't cause trouble.
Yeah, don't cause trouble, especially considering the Japanese system is guilty until proven innocent.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do know that.
So if you are found to doing something,
that's why they have such a high crime solve rate. I love it. It's just like, because we just like, yep, you're guilty.
Literally, the whole premise of the Ace Attorney series is based off the most successful defense attorney in Japan, who's won 2 cases in his entire career. 2.
That's impressive.
I mean, that's as much as many judges we have in the country, Dennis.
That's godly.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was a red letter day when he won that second case, lads. I'm telling you, there wasn't a fucking dry hair in the house. So there's been no plot happening so far. This has all been a lot of exposition and kind of background stuff on space exploration and all this other stuff. We are meant to meet our informant near the Pioneer spacecraft, which is in a separate part of the museum, but he doesn't need to be there. So now we've seen the moon area, which is a accurate representation of the Apollo 11 moon landing, and this is the Policenauts room where we're all done up as wax figures. And as we saw in dialogue earlier on, they're working on making them animatronic. So they are working on real deep fakes of the Policenauts. I mean, get to it.
I mean, this isn't really a game.
It actually isn't. Like it's a game in like very specific moments. Otherwise, it's kind of like a weird. I don't know.
It's a visual novel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a visual novel, and then every now and then you're given control. But a lot of it is, and this is the same with Snatcher and the predecessor, where it's just a lot of information that like Kojima's thrown in, all for the world building part, and then it's action time for you, and that's your kind of like checkpoint to move on to the next bit. Yeah, there are puzzles coming up and so forth, but like this is we're still in the world building phase of the game, and now here comes the plot, because that wasn't there before.
I think there's someone inside.
Maybe because it looks like a person's body.
Informant.
Indeed, looks like it.
That's one way to like not to be incognito and still give information.
Exactly.
Show us your face. No.
That's why I'm wearing this space suit.
People are watching.
Exactly.
I can't.
He's also modulating his voice for the purpose too.
I can't be seen. I just flashed to fucking like the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Smithers tries to help them. Like, so he meets them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
He's like in the shade with the cigarette. Like,
Yes.
and then, hey, Mr. Smithers! Fucking like home. And he may as well give me a ride home now.
Or was the Family Guy one, which is Kermit the Frog? It's like Kermit the Frog. Oh my God, the rest was here.
Hey, can you tell me where the city is? Sure, back where you came from.
Yeah, it's back the way you came from.
I love that arrest is an option here. It's like, you're my informant. Yes, you're under arrest. Wait, what? I'm helping you.
I am.
But at what cost?
I'm arresting you.
I don't trust anyone with American flag and their thing, even though we're both American.
9 stars.
Yep, 9 stars, because that is our solar system. That's what he's referring to.
Imagine if he says Alias was Deep Pro.
Again, if known Kojima, he probably was hoping to go with Deep Throat again, but no, unfortunately not. Does have to go for something that's actually somewhat like thematically consistent with the space-oriented game he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
So yeah, according to 9 stars here, Hojo is well and truly dead, and you won't find the body either.
Is he, or does he live inside of all of us?
Not
the lesson we learned on the way?
I'm gonna check here, but I'm fairly sure Hojo is not the spirit of Christmas. No, he can be in certain respects, but in
your hearts and minds,
you know, he's always still here.
Is the true treasure of this game going to be the friends we made along the way?
Considering Jonathan only has one, and that's Ed, the answer is no. I suppose Mara and Dave like him, and Ed's mute son took a liking to him. So, I suppose he seems to have more friends in space than he did in Los Angeles. So that's a start. They kind of want to, you know, have his head for not paying bills. So, you know, baby steps. Ed, of course, is just 3 years away from retirement, so he just wants to be left alone.
Which means he's definitely going to die.
Definitely going to die. Nail on. It happens. So yeah, this is also 9 stars confirming outright that Tokugawa is manufacturing Narc and using their basically their distribution systems to get it into to the masses. And K9 is the latest evolution of that, which is basically them hiding Narc in plain sight.
Yeah.
And this seems to be Hojo's co-worker. Or rather co-conspirator, it's probably perhaps to be more accurate.
You aren't seeing the bigger picture.
Okay. So you remember the oh yeah, there you go. So we're going with some old tech here, some CD-ROMs. That's what we're looking for here. I know. Audible gasp.
Disc. Oh no, sorry. CD-ROM.
CD-ROM, exactly.
So it was a little bit of evolution.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rewritable CD, you know. It's just all of the company secrets are right there between a really crappy stream of the Royal Rumble 2001 and the latest Green Prey album. So it's just in between those two.